Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 2. I'm a little bit under the weather, but today I have a little bit of a get ready with me featuring luxury makeup that's a collab with YotaStyle. That's going to be in today's video. And of course, I still will be opening the advent calendars and showing you what Day 2 brings. So Tiger and I are just going to kind of get ourselves together, and like I said, I'm not really feeling great, but I'm going to soldier on. See you in the next clip. Bye. Yota and I are collaborating on a video today, and it's going to be a little bit of a get ready with me, where we're going to be showing luxury makeup and the products that we use. So instead of showing my whole collection, I'm going to be going, I'm going to be putting makeup on. I have nothing right now at all. Just skincare from earlier, and it's late in the afternoon. I'm sure my eyes are all over because I'm not wearing my glasses. But anyway, it's late in the afternoon. I'm going to film a video in a few minutes, other than this video. And I'm going to be showing you basically what I use most days. And this is just, like an everyday go-to look. So first, I'm going to take off my ring because I don't want to have makeup all over the ring. So the first thing that I'm going to be using is this La Mer Tinted Moisturizer. And this is the Radiant Skin Tint Broad Spectrum SPF 30. And this is fabulous. I've been using this probably for about 2 years. Not this actual tube, of course, but I've been using this tinted moisturizer for about 2 years, and I just love it. It's just enough coverage. It's really sheer. It'll take away whatever redness and whatever you just kind of want to smooth out, and it just makes your skin look really dewy and glowy and natural, and I love it. I rarely wear foundation unless I'm actually going someplace, so most of the time, even with my videos, this is what I have on my skin. And I've said it before, guys, I've never had any kind of procedure of any kind. No fillers, no Botox. All I've done is gotten a hydrofacial, and that's it. So this is just my skin, and I'm okay with just using the moisturizer. I feel that it looks okay. I still have some acne scars, which you probably can see here from when I had acne. Not really too bad. I have a mark here from when I had chickenpox when I was maybe 8 years old. And, I have these perpetual dark circles. That's just a hereditary dark circle thing. And my eyes always look like there's like a little seam over here. It's not a wrinkle. It's just my skin, guys. I've had it since I was a baby. These little kind of folds here, and you really can't do much about it to cover that up. So let me get started. So I'll show you what this looks like. I always start out putting a little bit in the palm of my hand. This is how much I use. So a little drop like this, and I'm going to have to defer to my mirror so I could see up close a little bit better. So you can see there's not so much difference between this side and this side, but you can see that this looks a little bit more smooth and a little bit more dewy. So I really did a very tiny amount. Because that's basically what I use. And I've heard some people complain that this doesn't have enough coverage. And, I think that it's just right. It is a tinted moisturizer. It's not supposed to be like a foundation where you're getting full coverage or medium coverage. It's just supposed to be light enough to give you a little bit of evenness. And this only comes in maybe 5 shades because you know, again, it's not really doing anything but giving you a little bit of a sheer tint. So I'm using Fair. I think it comes in Fair, Light, Medium, Deep. I don't know if there's an extra deep, but there's at least the 4 shades, and they do cover a range. And you can see I'm extremely, extremely pale, and this works fine for me. And I sometimes have a very hard time finding a shade of color for my face that doesn't make me look yellow or leaves like a weird cast, because sometimes when you have really fair skin, you'll see if you put foundation on and if it's not a good match, you're going to see a lot of lines like at your jaw where the foundation stops and your skin starts, or you're just going to see that it oxidizes, which kind of isn't your skin, but the formula sometimes oxidizes and really looks like a strange color. And this does not. It stays true the whole day. So after I put my moisturizer on, the next thing that I do is my eyes. And this palette is one of my absolute favorites. It's from Dior. And this Dior palette is Toile de Joie. Toile de Joie, actually. And this is what it looks like. They're kind of like rosy neutrals. And I do use all 5 colors, sometimes not all 5 colors at once. And I think for today, I'm going to be using these 3. I'm going to be using this peachy color. I'm going to be using this champagne color, which I use almost all the time, and this terracotta. So I'm going to start out putting this mid color here on my lids. And I'm going to blend it up to my brow. And I just kind of brush it on so that everything is covered. And then just kind of fade it out towards the brow. So that's what it looks like on the one eye. And I'm going to go to my other eye. And I want to say this makeup brush is, this is an eye brush from It Cosmetics. They make really nice brushes. I had a Chanel set years ago, and I think I still have 1 or 2 brushes left from that set, but I'm going back maybe 20 years. So there's the peachy color. You can see I left it a little bit more intense on the lids. And I'm just kind of going to deepen it a little bit here. Just a tiny bit more. And this is a sheer color. And one of the good things with luxury makeup is the formulas tend to be a lot more blendable, and the colors are a little bit more natural looking, maybe a little bit more flattering. They tend to have a little bit better pigment, so you don't need to use as much, and you can blend them out a whole lot easier. So now that I did that, I'm just going to take this fluffier eye brush, which I think is from maybe Douglas Cosmetics here. And, or at least in Philly, there were a couple of places that were local, and Douglas is kind of gone. But they are still very, very active in Europe. And I ought to really stop the next time I go. So I'm just kind of checking in the light. I think that this one, I didn't quite blend as much. So there, it's just blended. And now I'm going to be using this. This is a Sigma brush, and this is an eye shading brush. They call it the Domed Utility, and I use that for the crease. I've had several crease brushes in the past. I want to say I had one from Laura Mercier that was very, very good. And it was ancient and I probably had to eventually purge it from my collection. So I'm just going to put this in the crease, and I just kind of deepen it in the crease, and I'll do a little bit more color towards the outer part of my lid, like that. You can see when I open my eye, you should be able, because my eyes are really deep set, so you should be able to see a little bit of the color, and it should make my eyes look a little bit more open. And I am trying to be pretty natural, so I don't want it to look like I've spent all day applying makeup and have it look too heavy. So again, I'm just kind of going in the crease, and I'm going to just do this crease a little bit better. I'm doing this in the kitchen because this is where I have my best light, and it's just easier to make sure that things are blended the right way. So now I'm going to take my fluffy brush, and I'm going to blend it again, and you should always start with the outside corner and bring it in so that you're not pulling your eye look down. So there we go. So that's that. And now I'm going to take a little bit, oh, so I just used this terracotta shade. And now I'm going to use this champagne color just as an under the brow highlighter, and I'll probably put a little bit in the center of my lid. So I'm trying to just not block. This is the first time that I've ever done this on camera, so hopefully you can kind of get an idea. And remember too, I'm going to put my glasses on. I do intend to get contacts again, guys, because I'm really tired of wearing these glasses all the time. But for now, you know, when you wear glasses, you do want your makeup to be a little bit more visible. So that's why I use the highlighter. And I'm going to just kind of emphasize the center of my eyes a little bit better. So that's it. That's the eyeshadow look. I mean, it took me a couple of minutes to do that, and we're done. So now I'm going to use my eyeliner, and I've gotten a couple of these recently, and I really, really like them. This is the Chanel Contour des Yeux long-lasting eyeliner, and this is in the color Espresso. I usually don't use black because black is really harsh, and you could probably see, or maybe not see, my eyelashes are on the lighter side. So I feel like if I use a black pencil, it's just going to look way, way, way too harsh. But sometimes at night I do, but not during the daytime. So the pencil looks like this, and I'll show you what it looks like on. It glides really, really smoothly, and it does stay. Now look. I'm telling you, this is one of the only pencils that I've ever had that doesn't run down your face quickly. So I just take the liner, go as close to my lashes as possible, and I just wing it out a little bit at the end. So that's all. And I'm going to do the same with this eye. Staying really close to the lashes. I also don't bring the liner completely in because it's going to make my eyes look too close set, and they're already fairly close set as it is. So I want to try to make them look a little bit wider. So that's both eyes. 2 seconds, this glides on so easily. And next I'm going to do mascara. And I've been using this Chanel, this is the Allure Noir mascara, which doesn't get great reviews. And I really don't understand why, because I think this mascara is phenomenal. This is what the brush looks like. It's a really fine brush with short bristles, and it goes in your lashes really tight. So I start at the base and I kind of wiggle a little bit. And you'll see what a huge difference mascara makes when I'm finished. And then I go to the very tips and I make sure that I get the tips. And I think this is fabulous. This kind of a thin brush really separates your lashes and it doesn't make them clump. I also like the Guerlain So Black mascara and the Dior Pump and Volume. But the Pump and Volume, since Dior changed their mascara formulas, I find that the Pump and Volume sometimes is a little bit on the thick side and it's hard to get it on as well as some others. So I don't want to play too much because sometimes the more you do, the worse it is. So let me get in closer and I'm going to show you what the lashes look like. Look at that. Look at the difference. It's really unbelievable. I mean, I go from looking like I have no lashes to lashes. Amazing. For me, and especially when I have my contact lenses on, I really have to make sure that I'm wearing a mascara that doesn't irritate my eyes. And I really kind of got into luxury makeup when I was in college. And I worked at a department store and I would see what other people were using and how fantastic their eyes looked. And I had some issues with my eyes. I had a cornea that was damaged from extended wear lenses, like the first version of extended wear lenses back in the day. And my eyes were always very easily irritated after that. And I really just had to be very careful what I used on my eyes. And I started with the Lancome mascara and Lancome eyeliner. And I just kind of gradually took off from there. But when I was young, like 12 or 13 years old, my grandmom used to take me to what was John Wanamaker's in Philly, and she would buy me makeup at the Estee Lauder counter. And I mean, she would just get me everything, and she was very fussy and very particular, and she loved beautiful things. I've said this before, but when it came to makeup, she only used like very high quality. So here's both eyes with mascara. And now you're probably thinking, and what are you going to do about those dark circles? Well, I'm going to use my concealer. And this is the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer. I have to say, I'm using this until it's out. I really like the coverage. I like the color. This is Zero Neutral. Yeah, I'm a zero. It's really nice as far as the way that it looks and the way that it performs, but I just don't like the idea that it gets all over this top. It's just messy. To me, it's just messy. I wipe it. No matter how many times you wipe it, you're still going to have something here around the rim. So fortunately, this is almost out I could see the bottom, so I'm going to be getting a new mascara, and I'll just try something different next time. So what I do with the concealer, and guys, I've seen people do makeup tutorials on YouTube where they have concealer like down to here, and it's so thick, it's scary to me because it's almost like they're wearing a mask. I do 1, 2, 3 really light dots. And then I just take my fingertip and I pat it. Really gently, gently, gently pat it. Probably need just a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit because I do put a little bit more right here because I have that shadow. And that's all. I mean, I'm not going to take on piles and piles of makeup and it's just going to look really weird and unnatural. So again, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 little dots, really light, and tap it. Just tap it in. And I have this red mark on my cheek. I want to say this might have been a pimple or an inflamed pore. Sometimes I cover it, but most of the times I just leave it. I mean, it's just kind of a normal thing. So that's it as far as face makeup. Now I'm going to take my Guerlain Meteorites, which if you've never used these before, this is just absolutely fabulous. They're different colored pearls, and you take your powder brush, and this is a La Mer powder brush, and I adore this brush. It's phenomenal. Look how dense these hairs are. I mean, you could pet it. It's amazing. So you just take your brush and kind of swirl it around in the pearls. And you can see it coats the brush nicely. Oops, I just bounced a pearl out. Oh well. And then I just dust it over. Just to give me a nice little glow and to help set the moisturizer. And I'm not really that particular with it, but there you go. See, it gives it a nice little sheen. Nice little glowy look. So that's that. Now on to blush. And this usually takes me a lot less time if I wasn't talking, but you know. So this is one of my favorite blushes. This is a Chanel blush called Jersey. And this is sort of like a deep smoky rose. And it looks a little bit darker than what it actually is when you put it on. I don't really want to put my finger in it, but you'll see what it looks like on my face. And I think that this brush also came from Douglas. This is just a blush brush. And my brushes are all natural bristles. I prefer natural bristles. And I do take care of them so that they last for a long time. And I think that good brushes make a huge difference. So I just kind of swirl it around in the pan and I tap off the excess. And I just do the apple of my cheeks and then I kind of sweep it up to blend it out. Nice little glow. And I do the same thing with the other side. Mostly on the apples. Blend it up. Now I don't look so pasty anymore. And then I might take my powder and just kind of blend it for a second. And now for lips. So I have a couple of eyeliners from Sisley Paris, and this is called Rose Tay, which is tea rose. And it's this gorgeous rosy pink, but it's a really neutral one. Here's what it looks like on. And I just do a lining with this. And I will admit, I do slightly overline my top lip because my top lip is a little bit thinner. So that's all. And for my lipstick today, I'm going to be using number 18 Rose Encens. And this is what it looks like in the tube. And I'm going to show you what it looks like with the lipstick. It's not a perfect match. It doesn't have to be a perfect match. But these colors blend together very, very well. And this is a really pretty neutral kind of pinky rose. And there you have it. Face is finished. Didn't go too bad, all things considered. So this is what it looks like. All done. Very easy. You could see with my glasses on, you're able to see my eye makeup. It doesn't look too strong. One thing that I did forget to show, and now that I'm thinking about it, and I think I'm going to go back in and do it, just because I think this is a great product. You really need to have eyebrows to use this, and I'm just saying this. If you have really, really thin eyebrows, this is probably not your best choice. But if you have kind of normal thickness brows, this is the Dior Kabuki Brow Styler. And it's dual-ended. It comes with this chisel tip, which I've squashed a couple of times accidentally using the wrong end to close it. And the other end is this little fluffy brush to help blend it. I don't use the brow pencil too often, but every once in a while, I just want a tiny little bit more definition. And I'm saying that you kind of need a little bit of a thicker brow because this, well, you'll see when it's on. The way that this is made, it does kind of spread the color if you use the brush. And if your brows are really thin, I think that this is going to give you not as precise a look. That's just what I think. So, you know, kind of use your judgment. My brows are kind of medium full. And since I got my brows back, I really haven't needed to pluck them. So these are really natural. And so you just brush the hair up. But again, I don't recommend it if you have really thin brows and if you're trying to fluff them out. I think that this is, and here I go doing it again with the wrong end. I think that this is great if you have already a little bit more of a full brow and just kind of want to give a little bit of emphasis. Just my opinion. So here we go. Full makeup look. If you've stuck in for this long, thank you very much. Go on over to Yota, watch her makeup video. She's going to be sharing a lot of her faves as well. And all right, guys, so now it's time to get into the advent calendar. So I have the sub-on untied, and let's go to day 2, see what day 2 brings. So day 2 is right up here. Got it. And Let me open up the little box to reveal. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, it's a shower oil. How nice. Let me see what the fragrance is. Delicate Jasmine. And that's awesome because I have a jasmine lotion from Beekman 1852. And this will smell so nice. I love a shower oil in the wintertime because it's just so moisturizing and it doesn't leave you with any kind of a greasy feeling. It just feels phenomenal. So I'm going to take that out and I might use it tonight for my shower because I do love it. And let's get to the chocolates. Yes. Pardon me. This is from Angelina Paris. And let me find door 2. Hopefully it's not going to take forever because yesterday it took me a minute or so to find it. Let's see. The thing is they make everything kind of blend in together. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. Where are you, day 2? And of course, they don't put them in order. So that makes it a little bit of a search. And of course, I'm seeing every day but 2. Where are you, day 2? Scooby-Doo, where are you? 5, 1, 10, geez. Holy chocolate's back, man. Here it is. All the way down at the bottom where the taxi is so that you really can't see it. So let me... Got it. What a chore. So here we have the chocolate. And let's see what it is. It feels like something small and round. Winnie would have a field day with that. So it's not actually saying. I guess it must be just some type of a chocolate pearl. So I'm going to dig into this and at least open it, and I'll probably eat it off camera so you all don't have to watch me chew. And yeah, that's what it is. It looks like a very small, like a little chocolate truffle. It has crispy rice. Tasty. All right, guys, join me for my next video tomorrow, which I think is going to be a little unboxing and a little bit of vlogging. So I'll see you guys then. Have a great one. Hit the like button and subscribe if you're new here. Bye.